Charlie.
Hey Jalen, we just talked to Terrion and he mentioned y'all's Lank mentality.
Yeah.
Just, I guess, walk us through that and what does that mean to you?
Let a naysayer know. I think it was something we built throughout the offseason, and we came as one unit to try to think of something, a motto that I push our team. There's a lot of doubt that took place throughout the offseason, and there's a lot of things that, took place. And so that was one thing we came together as one group, one unit, to try to think of a motto. So that's one of our mottos this year. Where we at, Nick? Raise your hands.
Hey, Jalen. You talked about post-game Isaiah Bond's hit. What edge have you seen from the receivers and their just approach this offseason, then obviously game one?
So it all came through our offseason grind. I think they're hungry. They came together as one unit. That's the key to any team, just coming together as one heartbeat. They come together hungry. Every play, we're talking in between series. And then another thing that took place, too, is that we're having fun. That's the one thing that, when you approach the field, you try to have as much fun as possible, but also being prepared. And so preparation throughout the week has allowed any success on any Saturday. Chase?
On Saturday, you stood in the pocket a few times and showed a lot of patience. I think you took a pretty good lick on a touchdown pass. How do you approach knowing when to sit in the pocket and be patient versus when to bust it out and do your thing?
So I think it all comes down to trust. I trust the guys that are in front of me, that's protecting me every single day throughout the week. And then I know those guys are just pushing to be the best version of themselves every day. Our goal this year as a unit is just be the best version of ourselves each and every day. We approach practice, a game, no matter what it is. And so with throwing the ball at the quarterback position, it comes with trust, and I trust the offensive line that's in front of me.
Hey, Jalen, you talked extensively on Saturday about wanting to improve after you got a chance to rewatch the game. What were just your overall takeaways of your performance?
I think it was a start. It's a start for everything, and the one thing I want to do is just improve. That's the one thing that I wanted to do was appreciate the win, number one, but also look in the mirror and try to look at, hey, how can I be a better leader? How can I be a better passer? How can I be more efficient? So just overall, just trying to improve. And then I know and I trust the offensive staff to just push me every day to be the best version of myself. I trust Coach Reese to push me, and me and him are going to get together and try to improve.
Now that the 24-hour rule is over, how excited are you about facing Texas? And then also, just what's the craziest, I guess, request or story you have from just your family heading into that game?
So speak about this week. It's very exciting. This is one of the reasons you come and play college football, for moments like this. When we know we have a tough matchup this week, and we're excited, But number one, we're going to focus on today, trying to improve and clean up the little details that we need to improve on. But to speak about this weekend, we're excited. We're ready to approach every day, try to get better. And I know the offensive staff has a great game plan ahead of us.
Yeah. What are some ways you can work on reducing turnovers in the offseason or in practice on your own, either fumbles or interceptions?
Yeah, no doubt. That's one area I definitely want to improve on. Just to you protect the football. That's a key thing that you said. And no matter who it is at quarterback position, the biggest thing they want to do is protect the ball. And that's one thing that I want to improve on. But the biggest thing, you just have to have the next play mentality. No matter what play it is, no matter if it's a touchdown, a missed pass, no matter what it is, you got to have that next play mentality. That's one thing I try to harp on this offseason when I train.
Jalen, how confident are you walking up to the line and reading the defense and getting checks into the right place, getting Alabama into the right place?
To speak about, I think nervousness comes from lack of preparation. I think how I prepared throughout the week allows confidence on Saturdays, and also just trying that hunger to improve, just the meeting with the offensive staff, Coach Reese, and just speaking our game plan. I think that's key. Just trying to be most prepared as possible and just approach every day, try to get 1% better.
I want to ask you about you personally the last week. I mean, I'm sure you were behind Bryce last year. What is it like? You start for Alabama. You got one of the biggest games of the year. You personally, I'm sure the whole world's seeing you now. It's got to be a thing that you trust the process, and now it's here.
I think the key thing is just trusting the process. I saw a great quarterback that was ahead of me. To speak about Bryce is my brother. He played outstanding while he was here. I'm learning a lot of great things from him. Great player. But the biggest thing about Bryce is a great person. But the big thing, like I said, was just trusting the process, trusting every moment. No matter it's a good day or bad day, just learning and growing. That's key to any person that's trying to develop, and that's the biggest thing I want to do is constantly try to improve, try to be the best version I can while we're the crimson and white.
Just what sort of relationship did you build with Sark and Jeff Banks when you were recruited, by them when they were here?
Yeah, so during recruitment, Alabama was one of the schools I wanted to go to, and there were coaches that were here throughout the recruitment process, and great guys, great coaches, and they recruited me here. But I love the team that we have and the coaches that we have here now.
Hey, Jalen, do you
Hey.
feel like you proved something personally to the Naysayers this week, and what do you think maybe the team as a whole, if that's kind of y'all's mentality?
I think the biggest thing is being constantly hungry, not worrying about proving anyone wrong, proving anybody right, just trying to get better. I think that's key, I play for my brothers that's with me wearing the crimson and white. That's what I play for. And I play for the coaching staff, and I play for the Alabama fan. That's what I really play for. And I just want to get better. I want to get better for everybody, and that's what the key.
Time for one or two more. Matt, have you had one? Okay, Matt, and then.
You'd mentioned after the game you had a Vince Young jersey growing up. Do you remember any of his career at Texas, or did you just sort of grow up seeing highlights?
So Vince Young is someone I did watch as far as his highlights, and then my family loved Vince Young. So growing up, I was a Vince Young fan. He was my first jersey that I bought, and I love Vince Young.
Terrion spoke about how good it was to see you do well and prove the naysayers wrong, and then he called you his link brother. Just what is it the reverse way? How good was it to see him kind of come up on that first play and bat the ball away?
One thing about Terrion, he's a huge competitor. Every day, how he approaches practice, his confidence level, the energy he brings to practice. So what was displayed on Saturday was all throughout the offseason. How he approached every single day, his hunger, his energy, his likability around the team. I think all around, it just came from the offseason grind. And he's a baller. And that's my brother. That's my best friend.
Thanks, sir. You done?
Roll Tide.
Questions for Terrion?
How y'all doing today?
Hey, Terrion. I want to ask you about Isaiah Bond. I don't know if you saw that hit he had where he knocked the guy over after catching a pass. You have to go against him in practice. What would you say the mindset you see from him or the physicality you see from him? Because we all know about his speed, but what have you seen from the physicality?
Isaiah is a different breed. I would say his speed is uncontrollable, and he really has the ability to take the top off of defenses. And really in practice, like iron sharpening iron, we've had a couple pushing and shoving matches in practice, and I credit that to how he looks at the game. I feel like with us roughing him up and really going at it in practice, the games are easy for him.
I know every game's exciting, but obviously this one, college game day here. What's the excitement level in the locker room right now? I know this is why you come to Alabama, right?
Ultimately, like I would say, it's just another game. Obviously, we're keeping our poise. We have a great matchup in Texas. They're a very great team. It's going to be a great atmosphere, but that's why you come to Alabama. Every game is the same. No one's above anybody, so we're going to treat it just like another game.
Terrion, what did you come away from Caleb Downs' performance? How do you think he played out there first game as a freshman?
I think Caleb played very, very well, and ultimately, I credit that to how he came in, very poised, carries himself like an upperclassman, and I would say it was just another game for him too.
What do you remember from this game last year, your performance against Texas?
I remember it being hot. Cleats was melting. The atmosphere, the fans, they did a really great job with kind of making the atmosphere very shaky. Ultimately, we had a lot of penalties on defense, and I feel like with us preparing and stuff, we have to do a better job of making practice tougher for ourselves. So, ultimately, the atmosphere, it was a very difficult atmosphere, so we need our fans to come in and make it a difficult atmosphere for them, too.
Jared, how much more confidence do you feel playing corner after having experience? And then specifically, how much more confident are you in communication with the adjustments that need to be made with the Texas offense?
Going into my third year, I feel very, very comfortable. And with Sark, man, he's a genius. Obviously, he's been here, and he knows our defense very well. So we have to do a good job of communicating. And I feel like with my teammates, building a bond during the off season and really just growing and knowing how they are, like we do a better job of communicating. So I feel like it's very easy now.
What are some of the challenges of Xavier Worthy just from last year's game?
Fast, just like going against Bond, man. Speed kills. So I would say with him, he has the ability to take the top off at all times, and he's a very great player. So I would say you just have to be disciplined in guarding him.
Hey, Terrion, how good was it to see y'all have one interception this weekend, but kind of Saban talked about wanting to see more turnovers. What's the balance of a DB of going for the ball versus staying in coverage?
I would say as a DB, you have to be a risk taker. Ultimately, when they score a touchdown, you're the one on the back end. So obviously the fans who don't know anything about football, they always look at you. So I would say you just have to know when you want to take those risks. And ultimately in the game, 50-50 balls, you have to win those kind of matchups.
Hey, Terrion, Saturday allowed for a lot of defensive backs to get a lot of snaps. What were your impressions of, just the depth of the room and how you played as a unit?
Like Coach Saban always preaches, you have to always be ready. You never know when your number's going to be called. And this came all the way back in the summer as far as T-Rob, Coach Steele pushing us and really being on us as far as saying you never know when your number's going to be called. So to have position versatility and have position depth, it means the world in this defense.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're pretty close with Jalen Milrore. Just what did you think of his performance, and how confident are you guys in his abilities?
I actually was waiting on that question. J Mill, that's my Lank brother. Y'all will eventually learn what Lank means. So for him to go out there and have a great performance, as people have been doubting him and kind of like saying that he can't really play the position, he's putting a lot of work. So it's good to see him grow, and I look forward to seeing him have success.
I know you got a chance to go up against him during camp, but how have you seen Amari Nyblack just come out as a complete tight end in this room?
Amari Nyblack is a mismatch. As Coach Saban said, his physicality, his body presence, and his way to high point the ball makes him like a hybrid kind of player. So to see him have success and really go into games and make it look easy, like I would say the only person stopping him is him.
You didn't play in those two Georgia games 2 years ago, but A.D. Mitchell, played for Georgia. Just what do you remember from his performance and that preparation for him?
I remember watching him kind of in the Georgia game. Obviously, I wasn't playing, so I was focused on our team. But just from watching the tape, very explosive player, 6'4", 190-something pounds, kind of NFL prototype receiver will play on Sundays, so I'm looking forward to that matchup.
Yeah, just the receivers as a whole. How have you seen them improve from a season ago, or where would you assess that group at?
Coach Wiggins has done a tremendous job with them, and he comes in every day and he's on them. And ultimately, the receivers, they have taken it personal as far as the standard that's been put in front of them. And the guys that have come before them, they've done a very great job of coming in every day and working, and they're going to continue to do that. So I feel like they've really grown a lot.
Sorry, I have to ask, what does Lank mean?
Lank means let all Neysayers know. So it's my Lank brother, J Mill.
And just what's behind that message, I guess, for y'all?
Kind of like everybody disrespecting us and everybody doubting us, kind of like with us addressing all the disrespect and really taking it personal. Like, we really take that personal. Just as far as when you go out there, and like Coach Saban says, you play to the standard, you Lank them. Let all Neysayers know.
Two quick ones. One, has Saban ever used Lank?
You said what?
Has Saban ever used Lank?
Nah. I actually got to I'm waiting on the right opportunity and the right moment to kind of introduce it to him. But we say it in practice. A couple guys on the team have done it, so we throw it up, man.
And then you mentioned kind of disrespect and kind of playing off of that. I think the first play of the game, they tried a deep shot, I think against you, and you were able to break it up. So what did that mean in terms of getting some of that disrespect early and being able to play through it?
That was a very personal moment for me. Obviously, last year when I started my sophomore year, wasn't really comfortable. They tried me the first play of the game, and my granddad, he always told me to stay focused and stay ready. So with them coming at me the first play of this game, I feel like that kind of set the tone for how the season is going to go.